Guys, for joining us today. Today we're going to have a series with Cameron Kempson, who is with the SHIFT program, and she's going to provide us some education and training opportunities that are available through a collaboration with the SHIFT program and the division. And for those of you who may not be familiar with SHIFT, it is an online education and accreditation platform that is advancing and standardizing technology first best practices and programming. And Cameron comes to us with, for the last 3 years, she's been working with the division to provide these different training opportunities. And she's also has 30 years of expertise in the disability field. She not only is co-founder of SHIFT, but she currently serves as their principal curriculum designer and consultant. So I'm going to turn this over to Cameron, and she's going to give us some further explorations with the SHIFT program.
Great. Thank you so much, Shelley. And I really appreciate everyone having me here today. I have been working with Missouri for 3 years, as Shelley mentioned, and have just enjoy getting to know not only providers, but also support coordinators and care coordinators in the state. So what I'm going to do today, sorry about this. Hold on. It's telling me I have to give, I have to open my settings. Just a second. I didn't realize WebEx did not have access.
We'll give Cameron just a quick minute to kind of get back on and get her her screen working so she can share some of that information. But just to give some history in regards to SHIFT in Missouri, we've been working for 3 years, and some of you may have been familiar with some of those training opportunities that have been present in the past. And what we're currently doing is working to provide some more training for 40 individuals in the future. And so these folks could be with service coordination. It may be other functions within the regional office. So really looking to see anybody who might have an interest in understanding a little bit more how to use and access technology. So Cameron, I think you're back. But I think you're on mute, Cameron.
Are y'all able to see the SHIFT website?
Yes, we can see and hear you.
Beautiful, thank you. Okay, so hi everybody, I am back, and what I want to do today is 2 things. First, I want to introduce you to the SHIFT website and give you kind of a quick tour of some stops you'll want to make if you're interested in accessing our education. And then secondly, to go into the platform, just so you can get a feel for what we have to offer and what the course content looks like. So this is our website, and on the front page, we have a map with the impact that we're currently making, as well as our upcoming events. We do have a lot of continuing education opportunities so that as people get certified or credentialed on SHIFT, they don't necessarily have to go look for coursework or conferences around technology. They can take all of the continuing ed right within SHIFT itself. But if you attend something outside of SHIFT, not a worry, you can submit that for continuing ed as well. So I'm going to go into the education piece and just show you what we have to offer. So we have currently 4 different levels. The first one is this enabling technology credential. What this is a fundamentals introduction to enabling technologies, remote support, and best practices for both. And we designed this as a way to be a foundation for any program that we have on SHIFT around technology. So everyone takes these first 3 fundamentals courses, which are about 5 hours in continuing ed credits. In regular credits. So the enabling technology credential is typically for someone who provides direct support or who wants to come and learn more about enabling technology, but is not ready to really get into a specialized level of certification. And so through this project, we decided to start off with the and then initially people who apply for this enabling technology credential. The next level is a dual level. Initially, we created what we call an enabling technology integration specialist. So that's a person who works for a provider organization or maybe is a private consultant or someone who is facilitating the um, implementation of supports for the individual or with the individual, sorry, as well as with the circle of support team. So this person is going to need to have some skill sets around assessment and planning, and perhaps they're in a management or supervisory role within the organization. Now, when we piloted this back in June of 2020, I had a group of support coordinators go through and they said, you know what, this is a great certification and we learned a lot, but we feel like there's some extra pieces for support coordinators that were left out of the ETIS or the specialist certification. So they worked with me and I took the ETIS that I had created and we developed a new certification called the ET Navigator. So this is for those people in particular who are geared more toward that support coordination piece, working on that ISP, helping families and self-advocates really understand what's out there, have them understand how technology can benefit them, and then accessing the funding. So same level of specialization in terms of it's going to be somebody who is more likely with a managed care organization or support coordination entity who has those skill sets around assessment, planning, communication with families and whatnot. And then finally, we developed a leadership certification because I was finding that leadership people were coming to me and saying, you know, I don't really need education. My direct support team is the group of people who will be working with the technology. But what we learned from our first pilot with Tennessee was that if leadership didn't have the buy-in, then it was really hard to get everyone on board. And part of this education is that we're really trying to help people focus on that culture shift to technology first. So when you take our courses, you're not going to jump into a course and find a whole bunch of information about very specific technologies because technology is ever evolving. And you as professionals aren't required to be specialists on each and every piece of technology, but you as professionals are going to be asked to be able to answer questions about it, integrate it into a plan, know where to go to get those specific informations on technologies. So the shift curriculum is really focused on doing just that, not teaching you about specific pieces and parts, but more about teaching you how it all folds in together with the current supports and services being offered with self-advocates and families. Also on this website, you can go down and learn more about the coursework. So these are the fundamentals courses that are a part of every program. Introduction to Enabling Tech and Best Practices, Roles and Responsibilities of Direct and Natural Supports, and then that person-centered assessment and support planning. And throughout all of these, again, we're not only including enabling technologies, we're also focusing on remote supports as well. So we do have an accreditation program. If you know a provider organization that's interested in becoming accredited in Tech First, then they can come to this link right here. But now what I want to do is take you out of here. Oops, sorry about that. And let's take a look at the platform. Okay. So here we are in the Shift platform. So when you log in, this is what you would see as a learner. And as you can see, I've got a welcome, a quick link to our knowledge base, which has all of the FAQs and knowledge base content on different easy tech support items. You can also email us at support@techfirstshift.com. That gets you in contact with a support person who can help you. In our menu, we have the capacity to see what we've been enrolled in, what content is available to us. Our activities, which gives you a summary of where you are in the process of your courses and your learning plan. A learning plan is basically a one of our programs, so the credential or one of the certifications, and then you have courses that make up that learning plan. We also have a catalog of additional content for continuing education. And then on our website, we built into some places to search for enabling technologies. So this is a partnership that Disability Cocoon used to have with AT Visor. They are a group out of Israel who is actually creating the opportunity to go in and search for certain kind of outcomes or certain kind of technologies, and then it will make suggestions for you. If you don't know about Bridging Apps, they are a great resource. They have a website, and they not only create some apps, but they also review apps as well. So some really interesting opportunities here to support people in very affordable ways. And then finally, all of the state AT programs throughout the United States. You can come in here, access those programs, and see what your state has to offer. And then finally, FAQs about Shift and going to the Shift website. So I'm going to go back to my content and let's see if I can find a learning plan to pull up for us. Yes, here we go. All right, so here's a learning plan. This one is for the Enabling Tech Integration Specialist. As you can see up in the corner, we've got this 9%, which means that's how much I've accomplished on my learning plan. When someone completes a learning plan, this will be green and you can download your certificate for your credential or your certification. You'll find all your courses listed right here, as well as any learning projects that you may have. If you are going to be a part of the Enabling Technology Credential Program, then you will only have the orientation and the first 3 courses. You will not have anything other than that until an exam. So you'll see orientation, fundamentals 1, 2, 3, and then an exam here and you'll be completed. So when you go into one of our courses, we create this course content on a different platform so that it's engaging and colorful and not all just content based in terms of a lot of reading. One thing we have added oops, sorry, this is an instructional video. So we do have instructional videos to help you know how to access things. But let's look at our course. So as you can see, the course fills up the whole page, and this is actually all branded. This is an older learning plan, so this is not branded with our new colors and whatnot. But on the side, you'll see where you have your agenda for your course so that you know where you are in the process. You can start and stop your courses. You don't have to finish it in one sitting, so that's a benefit. And then we've set it up. We use a system that's almost like a website. So you're just going to scroll down through the blocks, take your coursework. There are a lot of video stories that then you can use as a part of your own connection with families and self-advocates. We have found that more people have been going back into the courses and using these video stories as they're talking with families and self-advocates about what enabling technology is and how do you use it in the day-to-day, as well as how do families and other professionals feel about it. We make sure that our stories aren't just from the voice of the self-advocate, but that we also are including the voices of families and other professionals. So as you can see, we have a variety of different ways that we present the content. We have videos, we have links to other content. We do some interactive checking in that are not graded, but just give you an opportunity to reinforce the information you're receiving. And then this one in particular is about the terminology. So in every course at the beginning in your intro section, you will have the basic terminology that you'll need to know for that particular course. And then it automatically starts into the next section. So our goal here is to really make learning more interactive, also to meet a variety of learning modalities. So every section has a voiceover, so that if you're not a reader and you learn by listening, you can play the voiceover and it will go through all of that section for you. So again, these are just some of the different kind of blocks that we have. And then to get out of the course, you'll click the X. It will bring you back to the platform. And when you're done, you will take a knowledge check for each course and then an exam for the whole credential or certification. Down here, we call this our file repository area. And what we've done for you in each course is provide you with materials that you may want to download. So for example, we have a tech vendor interview form so that you'll know what to ask maybe when you are talking with technology vendors to learn more about their technologies. We provide different forms around screening and intake and assessment, so that you're not having to take what you have and trying to adapt it or add more pages to it. We already have those forms created for you, and if they're reasonable for you and work for you, then you are more than welcome to download them and use them in your day-to-day and attach them to your ISPs and whatnot. We also have the opportunity for states to work with Shift under a different level of consultation and take those forms, modify them, and enhance them so that they are state specific as well. So I'm going to stop right there and stop sharing and just be available for any questions real quick to see if anybody has anything up to this point that they want to ask.
Hey, Cameron, this is Shelley. And
Yeah.
just one thing that might be helpful is
Sure.
about how long does it take to complete the program and what is the time frame for completion?
Sure. So the enabling tech credential is about 5 hours, and that is an average based on how different learners have completed those courses. So some people that are really comfortable with the information may go through more quickly, but we wanted to make sure that no one felt like they had taken a lot of time and weren't getting credit for it. So 5 hours is probably about the maximum it would take anyone to do that credential. If you go above that, then starting with the ETIS, the Navigator, and the Leadership, all of those are 18-hour certifications. And again, they include those 5 hours of fundamentals, their own specialization course, and then they do what we call an ELP, which is an experiential learning project. So for the Navigator and the ETIS, they will complete case studies and use our forms around intake and assessment and planning in order to go through what it's like taking an individual and then applying those forms to integrating enabling technology. The leadership people will work on a roadmap for how to create that culture shift for technology first into their provider organization. So that is why those are more extensive in time. But your project is focusing on that credential. So know that at maximum, it's going to take you 5 hours to get through the orientation, the 3 courses, and your exam. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, let's see. I've got each team has assigned a service coordinator, of course. Okay, so I don't know how the project is actually working, Darren, so that will be a part of what Shelley and Holly work on, or we worked with Holly initially, but now we'll be working with Shelley. So I'm not sure how in the state it's going to be opened up. Shelley, is that something you want to cover today, or is that going to be another
Yeah,
topic?
I think I think we can kind of cover that because
Right.
what we would love to see is representation from all the different TCM entities or service coordinator teams within the state. What we have done is we're opening this up to everyone as a voluntary type process. So if you are interested in this, come forward. We do have a select number of seats available, and we will try to identify those people who could do this. And the right message is here because this is really one where it looks like they're wanting to bring in their SEs3 so they could use that to train and educate their service coordination teams. And that's exactly what we want to see you guys doing with this information. So if it is something that you're interested in, we're not identifying each and every TCM entity or team, but we are leaving it up to volunteers if you're interested to notify us, and we will see if there are seats available for you to start this project.
Beautiful. Thank you, Shelley. I appreciate that. And then the way it will work on the end, on Shift's end of things, is someone on our team will coordinate directly with Shelley to determine how we're going to do the enrollment. Once you are enrolled in Shift, you will get a welcome email, and we will make sure that people will know when that welcome email, when we're going to be enrolling. We'll give you the week time frame so that you know to be looking for that welcome email. Sometimes certain organizations have firewalls or things that send those emails to spam or block them altogether. So we always send out kind of a prep email to let you know we're doing enrollment this week. Please keep on the lookout for the welcome email. That welcome email will give you your login information, your password, as well as some links to videos if you need any support in doing that. And then from there, you will pace yourselves to take your coursework. And we haven't spoken, Shelley and I haven't spoken yet about any timeline milestones for this project, but Shelley, do you have any that you want to set out today, or is that something we need to talk further about first?
I think that's probably something we'll need to talk further with, but I can assure folks that it's not a tight timeline. There's going to be plenty of opportunity to complete your courses. So, you're really able to do it at your own time with what your week looks like, and, little bits here and there as you need to in order to complete that. So this isn't going to be a rushed project by any means, but we can kind of define those parameters as we get more information.
That sounds great. And then one other piece I want to follow up with on that is, as the project goes along, one thing that Missouri has offered to do with Shift, which is going to really be helpful for us, is help us revamp that navigator course, the specialization course. We like to update our courses every 2 years. So I just finished an update of all the certifications and credentials with the exception of the navigator, the support coordination one, because I wanted to be able to work with a team of support coordinators to help me look through the current course and then say, here's some things we'd like to know, or here's some things you can leave out. And so when we proposed this to Wanda Crocker, she thought that was a great idea. So know that if you are interested in moving forward, once you've done the fundamentals, if it's of interest to you to consider, yes, I'd like to be a part of a group that might move forward with the certification for Navigator, or just review that one Navigator course, we would love to have you, and we will spell that out in more detail later and provide timelines for that as well. So yeah, we're looking forward to this possibility of not only providing education, but really benefiting from our connections with you and your expertise, and being able to update the current coursework we have. So are there any other questions? I don't want to do all the talking and make sure everybody has time before we close out today.
I see another one in chat real quick that is asking in regards to other functions outside of service coordination taking this role or taking this class. And that is something that, yes, we are definitely open to. We want to be sure we can fill all the seats. We do, I think, take some precedence to the service coordinators because they're out there working directly with individuals. But absolutely, if you are interested in another function, please reach out to us and we can definitely consider that.
Great. Thanks, Shelley. Anything else today from Shift? If you are interested in learning more about your project, you can contact Shelley, or if you just want to learn more about Shift and what we do and be able to go back and share with other professionals what they might be learning, please feel free to go to our website. I think Kat posted that, yes, earlier, techforshift.com. Walk people through that. If you need more specifics from Shift, you can email us via the contact form. They will forward it to me. Just let them know you're with the Missouri project or the Missouri, however you want to note it. And they will make sure that I see that since I am the primary connection with this project. Other than that, I am really excited about working with Shelley and looking forward to getting this started with the next group of people. So thank you for having me here today.
Thank you very much, Cameron. We appreciate your information and I've had the opportunity to go through these courses and I can tell you that it's a wonderful way to simplify what feels very overwhelming. So tech can sometimes be this force that you don't know where to start, and these courses really allow you just to simplify it and look at it in terms of how we can really provide assistance to the individual, not by device, but by need. So great course if you do have the opportunity to participate. So I don't see any other questions, so we'll go ahead and call it a wrap for today. But as Cameron said, if you have direct questions for her, there's her contact information, and Kat has also posted mine as well. So again, thank you for attending. If you have any questions, please reach out.
Thanks, everybody. Good to see you. Take care.